Hi, good afternoon. In this session, I'm going to discuss Peter Mitchell's chemi-osmotic theory, which explains the formation of ATPs. In both the cases, in mitochondria and chloroplast. In the mitochondria, oxidative phosphorylation takes place, whereas in the chloroplast, photophosphorylation takes place. Here, for the chemi-osmotic synthesis of the ATPs, what do we need? So, we need a membrane, a proton pump, a proton concentration gradient, and a ATPase enzyme. With these requirements, ATPs can be formed. So here, for the chemiosmosis, a proton concentration gradient must be present. What is proton concentration gradient? Gradient is difference in proton concentrations. So difference in between the two layers or two places, difference in the proton concentration in between two places is said to be proton concentration gradient. Here, especially in the case of this chloroplast, proton concentration is increased in the lumen. Lumen is the empty space present inside the thylakoid. And outside the lumen, outside this thylakoid membrane, thylakoid consists of a membrane, inside the membrane lumen, outside the membrane stroma. So in between the stroma and lumen, there must be a proton concentration gradient for the chemiosmotic synthesis of the ATPs. So how this proton concentration gradient is established, we should know. Here, for the establishment of a proton concentration gradient in between the stroma and the lumen, there are three possibilities. As I mentioned here, one is photosystem 2, another is cytochrome B6 complex, another is photosystem 1 where NADP plus C is reduced to NADP H plus. Okay, coming to the photosystem 2. So to understand this chemiosmotic theory, we should have awareness regarding the electron transport system of the photosynthesis, that whatever cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylations. So here if you see photosystem 2, so it is present in non-cyclic photophosphorilation, both photosystem 1, photosystem 2 both involved. So actually photosystem 2, it consists of P680 reaction center. From that, electrons are removed on the absorption of the light. The P680 gets excited. In that excited state, it loses electrons, gets oxidized. That electrons are transported through various intermediate electron carriers finally to the P700 reaction center of the PS1. The electrons which are removed from the P680 are not cycled back to the P680. They are transferred to the P700, the reaction center of the photosystem 1. So that here electron lacuna, electron deficiency is created. So to fulfill that electron deficiency, water molecules undergo photolysis, the breakdown of the water molecules in the presence of light. Photolysis takes place. So photolysis is aided by oxygen evolution complex, which consists of manganese and calcium chlorine ions, calcium divalent ions, manganese divalent ions, and chlorine minus ions. So with the help of that ions, with the help of this OEC, oxygen evolving complex, water molecules undergo photolysis, breakdown in the presence of light. So photolysis. That photolysis results in the formation of electrons as well as protons. The electrons are transferred to photosystem 2 because their P680 is there, in which electron deficiency is created due to the transfer of its electrons to the P700 of PS1. So here the electrons which are resulted in the photolysis of the water molecule at the photosystem 2 are transferred to the P680 so that the oxidized P680 is reduced. Now the protons which are released in the photolysis will get accumulated there itself in the lumen because this OEC is located towards the lumen side. Hence the photolysis that generates protons, protons are accumulated in the lumen itself. This is a cause for the increase of the proton concentration in the lumen. Coming to the second source of the protons. So here the electrons which are removed from the photosystem 2 P680 are transferred to the first electron acceptor which is located on the outer surface of the thylakoid membrane, which is nothing but pyophytin, which is a chlorophyll molecule without magnesium. Pyophytin is nothing but a chlorophyll molecule without magnesium. At the place of magnesium, H plus ions are present. So here, these are electrons are received by that pyophytin that transfer electrons to a hydrogen transporter actually. Rather than the electron transporter, it transfers to a hydrogen transporter that is nothing but plastoquinone. So when plastoquinone accepts the electrons from the pyophytin, that also accept protons from the stroma. For every electron transported through the plastoquinone, 2 protons are removed from the stroma. As a result, here the electrons which are accepted by this plastoquinone are transferred to the next electron carrier. What is that? Cytochrome B6F complex. When it passes on the electrons to the adjacent electron carrier, which is nothing but cytochrome B6F complex, it transports protons. It pumps the protons from stroma into the lumen. So this is the second source of protons. So because of this proton pumping, here proton concentration is increased in lumen. One source is photolysis and the other source is this at the cytochrome B6F complex. There a plastoquinone, while transferring the electrons to the cytochrome B6F complex, it also pumps the protons from stroma into the lumen. And one another source is at the photosystem 1. What is there at the photosystem 1? There that NADP reductase enzyme is present on the outer surface towards the stroma side. Outer surface of the thylakoid membrane towards the stroma side. What happens here? NADP plus, which is an oxidized state, receives electrons from the PS1. From P680, the electrons which are excited in the P680 are rejected and that are transferred to the NADP. It not only receives the electrons from the P700 but also removes protons from the stroma. For the reduction of NADP plus, electrons are needed, even protons are also needed. Who donate the electrons for the reduction of NADP plus? PS1 donates. P700 reaction center donates the electrons for the reduction of NADP plus. So that partially reduced. When it removes protons from the stroma, then it will be completely reduced to NADPH plus H plus. Like this, photosystem 2, photolysis of water, and here in between the plastoquinone and cytochrome complex, protons are pumped into the lumen. So it increases the concentration of the protons in the lumen as well as decreases the concentration of the protons in the stroma. particularly in this case, cytochrome case. It increases proton concentration in the lumen at photosystem. At cytochrome B6F complex, it increases the proton concentration in the lumen, it decreases the proton concentration in the stroma. Even here, it decreases proton concentration in the stroma by removing the protons for the reduction of NADP. As a result, proton concentration is decreased in stroma, increased in lumen. So this leads to the establishment of a proton concentration gradient between the stroma and the lumen. So in the lumen, proton concentration is increased, decreasing the pH. Whereas in the stroma, proton concentration is decreased. So that now these protons which gets accumulated in the lumen try to come back to a place where the proton concentration is less. Naturally, but protons cannot come back into the stroma because the thylakoid membrane is impermeable to the protons. Now, the protons, they take help of the ATPase enzyme, which is called coupling factor. It consists of two components, F0, F1. Some now and then they are also referred to as CF1 and CF0 and CF1, which is equal to the oxysomes. Here, the CF0 part, it acts as a transmembrane channel that facilitates the transfer of the protons from the lumen into the stroma. So here, facilitated diffusion of the protons is aided by F0. F0 transfers. It allows the protons to flow back from lumen into the stroma. Whereas the F1 part, otherwise CF1, is projected outside into the stroma. So when due to a concentration gradient, here concentration gradient is established in between the two places, a gradient is established. This concentration gradient generates the membrane potential. Now this concentration gradient and membrane potential together constitute proton motive force, otherwise electrochemical gradient. So because of this, now this concentration gradient is broken. How? When the protons flow back into the stroma from the lumen, the concentration gradient will be broken. So when protons are flowing back from the lumen into the stroma with the help of this ATPase enzyme, particularly through the CF0 or F0 particle, which is here acting as a transmembrane channel. When they are flowing back, they release energy. That energy causes conformational changes in this F1, so that F1 can synthesize ATPs. There, ADP and inorganic phosphate combines, resulting in the formation of ATPs. So the energy which is released due to the flow back of protons from lumen into the stroma, that causes conformational changes that enables the formation of ATPs by the F1 particle. So like this, a concentration gradient is established in between the lumen and stroma. While breaking down that concentration gradient, ATPs are generated. So this takes place in the presence of sunlight, hence it is said to be photophosphorylation, whereas in the case of mitochondria, in the respiration, the same process, the same synthesis of the ATPs through the chemiosmotic method is called as oxidative phosphorylation, where that takes place in the presence of oxygen.